All right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Fix my clock here. And I'm going to do a few top dots in here. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope you've had a good day. On Wednesday, when I started my live, I said Happy Friday, only to find out that it was not, in fact, Friday. Or to be reminded, I should say. I did know at one point that it wasn't Friday. So it's nice to know that it is actually Friday today. I hope you guys are doing good. While I'm painting, I can't see the screen, so I will pause in a second here to come back to the comments and catch up. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Donna. How you doing? It's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming to hang out. I feel like I've got a lot of projects kind of partway on the go. So I am excited to continue tying up some loose ends on a few different projects. Hi, Cynthia. I can't stay, but we'll watch later. It was good to see you. This one will be uploaded on TikTok it'll be a while, love, but it'll be there eventually. Not on TikTok, on YouTube, sorry. It'll get there eventually. How's everybody doing? What'd you get up to today? I feel like I need more of this paint, so I should top up my paint container. Laguna. Let's use the small bottle. Normally I have 3 bottles of the same paint color going all at the same time, and then they're all like half full or less. So I'm trying to use up one container of paint at a time. And it's I'm hoping that it helps me give me a better idea of what I actually have sitting on the shelf. Well, we'll see. It sounds like a good idea. All right. So I am officially done working on ornaments for the season. Oh, huge paint booger in this container. Let's grab it over here. Done working on ornaments for this year. So I am going to be, I'm moving on to doing some candle holders. And I want to jump back into some projects that have been kind of just sitting around for a long time and have been a work in progress for quite some time, and try and kind of complete some of those if I can as well. We started on a bus back in September, a wooden VW lookalike of a little bus. I'd like to work on that. Going to be working on flower pots for springtime. All kinds of good stuff coming up. Oh, nice, Sarah. That's lovely. I hope you had a wonderful visit. Yeah, the bus. The bus needs to come back to life and deserves to be finished. It deserves to be completed. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've got so many really cool things that I'm just dying to paint that what I'm really hoping to do is I'm hoping to have the ornaments be the thing that helps me kind of have some of that freedom to paint other things, because the ornaments, if I do it correctly and plan it correctly, it could take care of my bills for a long, long time and allow me to do some other fun stuff. There till the 27th. Oh, very nice. That's a nice long visit. How wonderful. Oh, thank you, Megan. That's so kind of you. Thank you. I'm working on the edge here, too. So I'm going to put some designs along the edge. So we're going to try and kind of fill up the side here. Now I wasn't sure how many of these little clusters I wanted to have, so once we're done here, I'm going to figure out what to do in the middle in between these. Oh, I got a huge paint booger stuck in my paint container. I hate the paint boogers. So this is going to finish this off. And then we can decide, like I said, what we're going to do in the middle. I'm going to do some top dots on these ones as well to make them look nice and 3D, like these dots here. And then actually, let me give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be, the other one that we're working on. So not too long ago, I made this candle holder. Now this candle holder has found its new home, but I'm doing a trinket dish with the same kind of design. I still have lots of embellishment left to put in there, but I think it's looking really elegant so far. I'm really happy with how well it's turned out. So we're going to be working on this one as well tonight. So we're going to go back and forth because every once in a while I need to put one down and let it dry for a little. So we're going to keep this one out for color inspiration. Hey Patty, how you doing, lovely? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for grabbing those paints for me. You're so, so sweet. I need to send you some money. How was your day today? So while I'm looking forward to painting more ornaments again in the new year to get ready for a huge ornament season next year, I'm really excited to paint some different stuff for a little while. I'm ready to be done with ornaments for just a little bit. Hey David, how you doing? Shepherd's pie? Oh, that's nice. That's comfort food. That's good comfort food. That's lovely. Anybody do any painting lately? What you been making? He overloaded on the corn. But corn's so good. We make a version of shepherd's pie that's rice and ground beef and cheese and cream of mushroom soup. And we always cook up some corn niblets and mix it in there. It's a good excuse to add butter. Donna, I now have green and cerulean blue gesso. What? What brand are those, Donna? Those are going to be fun to paint on. David's lying in bed watching. Nice. What time is it there? Yeah, it's late there, isn't it? Is it 1 o'clock? Did you have a good week, David? That was a little... So I had a pop-up today, and it went well. Sold a few things. Got confirmation that I have officially made it on to some of the regulars' wish lists, which is nice. The store that I'm selling my stuff at has a lot of regular customers that travel from all over Ontario every week and month on a very regular basis. There's a lot of people that they start and do all of their Christmas shopping there first, and they only go elsewhere if they can't find something at that store. So it was nice to hear that some of the regulars had noticed my stuff and had put it on a wish list. That felt really good. And I got some very cool feedback and ideas for doing some in-person workshops. Whole bean acrylics. Okay, I'm screenshotting that, Donna. Hey, Kat, how you doing? 1 a.m. I did, but shattered. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you're able to rest for a bit this weekend. Do you have a really busy weekend planned? How are you doing, Kat? It's good to see ya. I kind of wish I'd done those alternating swoops on the side of this one. I think that probably would have looked really, really nice. That's okay. All right, so that's those. So now I'm going to add another one in the middle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put top dots on all of those teal dots, and then I'm going to go through and put down the dark dots, and we'll start another. We're going to repeat this design, but in the middle here. So we're going to have a whole bunch of them sitting together. I think it's still going to look really pretty. Veg out weekend. Nice. Oh, I'm sorry you're just okay, but sending you lots of love, Kat. Thanks, Patty. It was pretty cool. Pretty fun. Hey, Sue, how you doing? Oh, thank you, Nikki. That's so kind. Aren't they pretty? Such a sucker for these teals. Hey, Chameleonaire, how you doing? Good to see ya. We're going to do some top dots on this, but I'm trying to remember what size tool I need, and I'm not terribly confident that I'm going to hold on to this well enough and not drop it. There we go. I also got to sit and hang it with the owner and chat with her for a little while, the owner of the store. That's where my pop-up was. So I rent shelf space at a store. It's a maker store. Those are popping up all over the place now, at least here in Ontario anyway. So I rent shelf space at a maker store, and we are allowed to pop up there, and they're hosting pop-ups for free. So it's like being able, anybody who does Christmas markets and craft markets knows how expensive those things are. So it was basically like we were handed a calendar and said, book as many spots as you want. We'll try and fit everybody in, and it's all free, which is kind of crazy. So this is my second of 4. I'm doing another one on Sunday and then another one on Friday the 23rd. But it was really cool to pick her brain. I have blue yarn and was fighting with myself because I should have put black yarn. Should have put black with it, with the exact blue you're working with. Ooh, the black will look pretty with that. That's going to pop. That is going to pop. So when I was talking to her, she was asking me, she's like, so when are you going to start doing workshops? And I've had a lot of people asking me when I was going to start doing workshops. And I'd completely written it off for quite a while because I wasn't sure when I was going to be able to financially able to get all of the tools that I would need to have. Because, I mean, I could have up to 30 people in one of these workshops. So that was the first thing that was kind of holding me back. And she gave me the idea, and she said, why don't you put it in your ticket price to say, you must purchase your own set of tools. I will not have extras. I will not have ones you can use. Here's a couple links for different sets you can get on Amazon, as well as a couple other dotting places, and kind of go from there. And I thought that was freaking brilliant. She said, just put it in your requirements for the course for the workshop, that they have to spend the money on the tools and get their own set of tools. And I thought that was pretty freaking smart. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I'm so glad you like it. Were they fun? Yeah, lots of prep work, right? Totally. Like trying to figure out what I'm going to teach, what design I'm going to teach, what size are we going to make it, what are we going to paint on, can I walk them through finding something, filling up their own piece? Like, I'm really not sure how to do it. Hubby has gotten COVID. Oh, no. Oh, Sue, so sorry to hear that. I hope he feels better soon. That's tough. It kicks some ass. You had your students buy their own supplies? I think that I don't know why. I wish I could tell you why that didn't pop into my head, but it didn't even occur to me as a possibility. I thought of having them on hand so they could buy them from me. But then that to me was just, I argued that right out of my head. I argued it right out of my head going, you still can't afford to hold inventory. So this was such a brilliant idea. And that's so wonderful to hear that that's something that other people have done as well. So it's opening it up for me to be able to potentially do some workshops sooner, which I think is really exciting news. All right, I don't know why I just turned that around, but I did. So, and that's way too big, I think. I don't think that's the right size tool. I think that's the right size tool. All right, so we're going to go halfway in between. Still too big, but that's all right. Where's the size 3? The size 3 is my size 6. So we'll grab this one. And then she was showing me that I was talking to her about doing just pop-ups and just going in and painting and not even taking my extra stuff. And she seemed to like that idea. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited at the idea of doing some in-person workshops. And I mean, you guys would have to come to Bowmanville, but if you come to Bowmanville, maybe we could do an in-person workshop together. So I'm going to try and get that going. There's a lot of things that I need to do to get ready for the new year, to give the store the attention it needs, as well as kind of plan what I'm going to be working on for the next little bit. But I would say I'm going to try and get this up and running at the end of the first quarter. At the end of Q1, we'll see how it goes. Once went to a painting class, had to purchase canvas and brushes. Oh, wow, that's good to know. Very good to know. My approach was to write out weekly projects and what I needed and sent my students what they needed. Oh, that's a really good idea. Brilliant idea. Screenshotted that one. Have to travel for days to come. I know. That makes me so sad. It would be so nice if you could. You never know. You never know. How you doing, Heather? It's good to see ya. All right, just taking a drink. And then we are going to start with the first round of swoops. Now, I've been leaving these swoops to dry before doing the next ones. So, for example, after I did these... Are my eyes going funny? After I did these metallic ones... I waited until they dried before I did these, and then they dried, and then I did those. So we're going to do that with these as well. So we're just going to do these ones in the center for now, and then we'll let this dry and come back, and we'll work on the gold and, the gold metallic one. We'll work on that one for a little bit. Drinking on the job. Oh, none of the good stuff, just the stuff that gives me the burps. Just makes me a better entertainer. I should have done this side first. There we go. You got your tools. Fantastic. Wouldn't that be fun? I think it'd be so much fun. It would be so cool to, oh God, just to see all the people coming in. It would be so much freaking fun. I have to find out, I have to ask questions and find out, like, can I see the class list of the people who purchased ahead of time? I'll find out if I can see it ahead. And if I don't, surprise me. Don't tell me you're coming. Just show up. And I'll be like, holy shit, it's you. That'd be so fun. We'd have to film some of it too, right? Like, we would have to. We'd have to. Yes, the glittery native turquoise, yes. Yes, ma'am. You are correct. The regular native turquoise is fantastic as well. But the glittery stuff is the fancy pants stuff. Only 2 hours. Yeah, that's not far at all. Make a weekend of it. I think it would be super, super fun. So it's on the docket. It's definitely on the docket. Over the next week or so, I've got some patterns to write up. There's going to be some patterns that are going to be released right around Christmas, maybe a couple days early. I'm going to do my best anyway. But after that, I'm really going to sink into planning the year and figuring everything out and trying to set some actual dates of when I want to launch this sort of stuff. So I'll be keeping you posted for sure, probably pretty soon. And it was kind of nice because, you know, she said, I really want to push these. So as soon as you hear the owner of the store say, I really want to push workshops, you really should book a workshop. The first thing I think is, that means that they're going to push it on social media, which means it's going to be a success, which means I need to make sure I've got my shit together before I try one. I need to call in my team and say, okay, folks, I've got my one friend, Kathy, was one of the very first people that I ever taught. I'm going to have to enlist her and say, okay, I'll give you a cut. Please let me hire you for the night. I guess see if she'll come with me. One lady said to me today that she always wanted to take, her and her friends all have daughters all around the same age, and they always wanted to take them out to do something, but all of the activities that were out there were either marketed for really, really young kids or paint nights at like a bar. They said, what about like the 13 to 17-year-olds that we want to go out and have a nice evening? What is there to do? And they said, your class would be perfect for that. I'm like, okay, that's a really good idea. Yeah, I will definitely film it. At least parts of it for sure. Because that would be a big deal. So hopefully my plan, the reason for that rambling is to just say I've got a lot of really, what I think are really, really fun things planned. And I'm really excited to share them with you. I have a really bad habit of planning to do things and then completely shitting the bed with it and either not following through. So follow through is a big thing for me. And so I want to make sure that I don't share anything about this stuff until I am completely convinced that I'm going to accomplish it. So I will keep you posted. Right? Wouldn't that be nice? Because there's not really anything out there. And so that was really encouraging to hear that. I'm like, well, that could be fun. I really don't think that I would enjoy teaching young kids, but teenagers who are there with their parents that want to be there, I think that could be really, really fun. So we'll see how it goes anyway. All right, I'm going to erase the guidelines off of this before we get started. I used watercolor pencil crayon, so I'm just using a wet cotton swab to remove the marks. Okay, I don't know if you can see the guidelines on there. You see the chalk lines? They're already very faint, but then this will get them off. I find that when I get to a point in the mandala where I'm almost done, I find that anything that's clouding the background or adding to the background that doesn't belong, it's so much easier to kind of decide what the next steps are once those things are out of the way. So I like to, getting rid of the guidelines to me is a really satisfying part of the process, and it makes it easier. I feel like I can see things a little bit easier, so I know what I'm looking at and what spaces I have to fill. I used to use charcoal pencils. I used to use regular pencils as well and just erase the crap out of it, but can't do that very well when the paint's wet. And it has to be really, really dry before you go at it with an eraser. And I use charcoal pencils, and it works as well. Or chalk pencils, they work too. A friend suggested to try the watercolor pencil crayon, and I've enjoyed them. So once I'm done with them and they've all run out, then I'll either buy some more or try something different. Oh, that would be fun. That would be so fun, Patty. Oh my God, wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, your students were seniors? That's wonderful. Do you like it, Chameleonaires? It's this design. So the first time I did this design, I used a stencil and I played on this little piece of wood. And then I wanted to see it on a candle holder. This beauty's already been adopted. Just needs to be varnished. Oh, I varnished the bottom, but I need to put felt on the bottom. And then I thought I'd try the trinket dish. Oh, what happened? Light. Sorry. There we go. That would be so much fun. I think it's going to be a good time. All right. So now that we are here, I need to decide. So we're going to put a big gold dot right in the middle, right? I think we can all agree on that. Hey, Jenna. Oh, right. I left my paint out the other night, my art alchemy. I left the container open and went to bed. Boo-hoo. But I didn't leave the big jar open, so thankfully, we're still good. All right, so I'm going to put a big gold dot right in the middle. Oh, look at that. Okay, so I got to zoom in. Oh, that's so exciting, Sue. That's so wonderful. When is she due? Congratulations, that's exciting. All right, there we go. So I went in and I just kind of cleaned up the edges because the swoops in the middle were fairly raised up and textured. May 4th, that's gonna come fast, I think, eh? Do you guys find that this year has just completely sped by? The fact that it's almost the end of 2022 seems crazy. That's very exciting. So the one thing I'm going to do different on these trinket dishes is I'm going to, instead of varnish, we're going to use UV resin on the trinket dishes to see how that looks. I think it's going to look pretty cool. And I want to test it to see how the UV resin will work on something like that. So we'll see how it goes. She's very anxious because her first one was 13 weeks. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that makes sense that she'd be a little anxious for sure. That's intense. That's very intense. Oh, I hope everything is wonderful though. How's she feeling? Is she feeling pretty good right now? She had him at 27 weeks and he spent 3 months in the NICU. 5 in January. That's amazing. That must have been so stressful though. I can't even imagine. How are all the critters? Everybody, how is everybody's critters? If you have critters of any kind, please boop them on the nose for me and tell them I love them. I'm going to go a little overboard with the little dots. With the bling. Ah, thanks, Danny. All 10 are good. That's wonderful. Your zoo is doing well. Or your ark, maybe. A zoo or an ark? I need to make some more keychains too, so they'll be back on the list in the new year. Oh, that's pretty. 11? Wow. Well, hello, Christine. How are you? Sitting where for how long? Have you been here and just haven't said anything? It was difficult. She was only 20. Oh, wow. That's a lot to take on when you're 20 and a lot to go through. I'm glad she's doing good, though. You have a bunny? Oh, my God. I almost got a bunny instead of getting Audrey. They're so great. 5 cats, 5 dogs, and a bunny. You're doing okay, Christine? Sending you love, my friend. That sounds fantastic, Cindy. Was Cindy right? Am I right? The hello was written since I got on, but I didn't hit send. Oh. You know, it's true when you say you find your people. All right, so now what am I going to do? Now, we're going to do one there and there. There and there. Oh, and we're going to do there and there. Also, and all the critters are fine too. Wonderful. Excellent news. Audrey was some mad at me today for being gone all day. Whew. I have been paying for it since I got home. Hi, Hi, Crystal. How you doing? You surviving the holiday season? Are things going well? Marlenia, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Marlenia, but thank you. I'm glad you like it. Oh, that looks cool. I find that if I step back and I look at it through my phone, I can get a completely different view of it than when I'm looking at it head on. Oh, that doesn't look good. I don't like that. Dun, dun, dun. I can fix this. It's fine. I find that gesso has a very strong smell. Do you guys find that? There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, I've got a couple spots that are missing the top swoop. I'm just seeing that. Just seeing that too. All right, so let's do... I don't know what I'm going to put in here yet, so we'll wait and see if any ideas pop up. And then after, yeah, I think I'll have to put something else in here. Oops. Oops. Sorry, I'm super focused for a sec. I'll be right back to the comments to catch up. All right, so I need the regular gold there. So let's, where did I put it? Oh, it's right there. Just giving the paint a shake. And crapola. Just filling up my paint container, and it is lousy with paint boogers. Just trying to pick some of them out if I can. And then we can do this. So we go and then you go. That looks kind of cool. Oh, thank you, Tam, for sharing the live. That's so kind of you. I appreciate that very much. All right, well, I think I'm going to do one last little diamond in this area. I think that's what we'll do. Right in here, we'll do one last tiny diamond. That looks kind of cute, eh? I think that finishes it off nice. So a diamond shape is just a double-ended swoop that you use your really sharp tool to coax the paint into the shape. Yeah, I like that. I'm happy with that. I think that looks really pretty. Yep. So what's on deck for the weekend? What's everybody up to? So anybody who's new to my lives, just know that while I'm painting, I can't see the screen of my phone. So I'll paint a little bit and then I'll come back and catch up on the comments. So I take little breaks every once in a while to come back and catch up on the comments and chat with everybody. So if it takes a couple of minutes for me to answer your question or comment, just know that I promise I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see the screen. I think on the outside of this I need to work in some diamonds and super swirly swoops on the edge. So just like on the teal one that I'm painting, that edge going around the outside, I'm going to do that here as well. All right, we're making it. Not much. Got it. Oh no. Oh, Heather, I'm so sorry. I hope that you're able to rest and recover quickly. That's frustrating. Are you able to use it to your advantage at all? I'm so sorry you've had to go through that so much. All right. What do we think? I think that looks really pretty. I'm really happy with that. And then I'll do the edge. So I'm going to close this paint up so I don't leave this one to dry out. Thank you, dog walker. And I might be able to do some more swoops on the other one, so we'll give it a check. And otherwise, we'll get started on this one. So you know what I'm going to do, actually, before I put this one aside, I'm going to grab some black gesso, and I'm going to paint the rest of the side of this one. And I'm going to have to run to the kitchen for a real quick second and grab my container for water. Yeah, I'm the only one who gets away with throwing strap foam to get others' attention. I only squeak. Oh no. Yes, everything is started as a dot, and then either dragging the tool to create the shape or using another tool to change it into the diamond shape. But yes, they do all start as a dot. Okay, so I'm just going to put another coat here on the edge. I don't know why I was being so comfortable there, or so careful there. Sorry, I know this is a really crappy angle for the camera. I'm so sorry. I won't be holding it this way for too much longer, and then we'll flip it back and we'll do a bit more painting. So I'm going to check the edge of the teal trinket dish and see if we can add some more swoops on there. And if we can't, if it's still too wet to do that, then I have a mug that we started a while back on one of the lives that needs to be finished. So bear with me 2 seconds here. I'm pretty sure I just touched that where the paint was wet. That's okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. All right. And I need to run to the kitchen very, very quickly to grab my little container that I rinse my paintbrushes in. So I will leave you with this, at least something pretty to look at for the 2 seconds while I'm gone. I'll be right back. All right, guys, thank you for waiting. I have a really bad habit of setting my paintbrushes out without the lids, without putting them in a container because I'm too lazy to walk to the other room to get the container of water. So, yeah, I feel much better knowing that that brush will survive a little bit better now that it's in water to clean it out. Kind of neat, eh, dog walker? Thank you. I'm in a wheelchair, so getting help transfers are crucial. I kept no one get away. That can be so difficult. Can't imagine how difficult that must be. Yeah, she does such beautiful stuff. I love how she does the shapes in them. She's so creative that way. She does beautiful work. And she's a delightful human on top of it, right? I want to be like Jenna when I grow up. All right, let's see if we can do a few more swoops on this. I'm not 100% sure that these swoops are dry enough, but we'll give it a shot. They might be. The way that I kind of gauge if they're dry enough is if I do a test one like this, if I'm impatient, if I drag the swoop over top, I'm looking to see if it's pulling any of the paint off of the bottom, off of the other swoop. Because sometimes when it's not completely dry, it can pull some of the paint and put it in the wet paint that you're working with, and can cause all kinds of lumps and bumps and other things that we would prefer not to see in our paint. So just kind of keep that in mind. You might be able to start painting sooner and not worry about whether I totally lost my train of thought. Try it and know that it's an experiment. You might be able to start painting your next set of swoops a lot sooner and not have the paint interact too badly. It could just be my technique where I do that, right? Just the way that I do things, I tend to run into the next swoop, and that just is kind of the way I do it. But even when I'm trying not to, that's the way I do it. So just kind of experiment and see what works for you, and with your paints. That's going to make a difference as well, right? But the longer that you leave in between, the less chance that you have of kind of pulling that stuff up if you don't mean to. Oh, thank you so much for the rose, Cynthia. That's so sweet of you. So kind of you. Thank you. Is it going really blurry when I paint that? Oh, thank you, Zena. I'm going to lift up just a little bit to see if that helps, because it looked to me like it was going blurry. That might just be my eyes. But let me know if that was happening. There's kind of that spot where, as long as my hand isn't here, it doesn't confuse the camera on what to focus on. But sometimes it can, and it can make the whole thing blurry. Like, I don't need to focus on my knuckle, focus on the painting. Oops. I think that's going to look really pretty with those clusters there. They're going to come close together. Isn't it a great color, Zena? I love the teals. Friday night. Everyone cranking their music in the parking lot. Sorry, my paint is doing something funky here. So I just want to... When I was dipping my tool in there, it looked like there were paint boogers right under the surface. So I just want to give it a stir. Oh, see, there's a little clump of something there. Sorry, the amount of time that we are picking out these paint boogers from the paint, it really slows the whole process down, doesn't it? But I'd rather have to spend time pulling them out of a paint pot and trying to clean up the mess that they can leave on a painting. So, we'll take it. All right, so we're going to let this sit and, we're going to let this sit and dry again for a little bit. And then I'm still making decisions on whether I want to do top swoops on here. I feel like maybe I just need another something in here. I'm not sure. I'm going to sit with it for a little bit and see what I can come up with. I'm going to add some more tiny detail dots, so maybe that's one of the places I'll do that. But we'll see. First time painters, remember patterns will never look identical to others. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Heather. Yes, yes, yes. Excited to show you I created the coolest flower. Yay. I can't wait to see it. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I'm really, really happy with that so far. So still lots of little finishing touches left to go. We'll keep working on the side. This is exactly why we all have 5,000 projects on the go at the same time. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So we're going to put that away for now. And I can't do the other one yet, so we're going to work on a mug that I've got started. So I'm going to grab my mug stand. And some of you may have seen me work on this one before, so we're going to see how we can do here. Now, this mug is rainbow metallic colors that I did a whole bunch of swoops on. So we're going to do the rest of it down here, following that line all the way down to here. So we are going to work on some more swoops here. So I just have to grab my paints. I use different paints when I'm painting on mugs. I am using multi-surface acrylic paints. So we have pink, oops, orange. Oh, that wasn't level. There we go. That's better. All right, I think that's all of them. So I always line up my colors to make sure it's really easy for me to see what color I'm doing next. So I've got those ones, teal, blue, purple. Beautiful. Here we go. It does, doesn't it? And I think what I'm going to do is once this one is done, I'm going to do another one going in the other direction, back the other way, and then maybe a third one. I'd like to see 3 of them there. That's the plan right now anyway. We'll see what actually happens. But that's the plan anyway. All right. So let's do some swooping. That's out too far, though. That's fine. This is what happens when you put something aside for a while, too. You gotta get back into the swing of the thing that you're working on. Oh, that's a booger. Damn it. No, okay. I gotta start over with that one. It's too bad. That was a pretty swoop. That was a pretty one. There we go. I feel like that's not going as far as I'd like it to, but that's all right. Keep going. Paint's not traveling as far as I would like, but I might need to be adding more paint. I might not have added enough paint. Yes. The orange and the yellow are not metallic. I had to kind of create my own there. So I did mix some yellow and orange satin paints with some gold and some pearl white to try and create at least a little bit of a pearl or metallic sheen with them. And there's a little bit of a pearl, but it's not as it's not as nice as the metallic paints are. Most of them are metallics though. These are Craft Smart multi-surface acrylic paints. So multi-surface paints are what I use on mugs or on glass. And they cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe after baking. I'm too paranoid to recommend that though. I always recommend hand washing just in case. Hello, Rua. How are you? It's so good to see you. How have you been? I'm so glad you were able to stop by. Aw, thanks, Dog Walker. It's pretty cool, eh? Hey, Brett. How you doing? Good to see you, friends. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Thank you. Been working on myself and healing. Good for you. That's hard work. That's a lot of work. Good for you. Proud of you. I hope that you are feeling just better. I'm okay. Long and exhausting week. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you going to have a chance to just kind of chill a little bit over the weekend and kind of relax? Oh, thank you, Bun Mom. Oh, and thank you for the rose, Rua. That's so sweet of you. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Bun Mom. Thank you. That's awesome. It's wonderful to hear. I love hearing that. I love hearing that anything that I did made you want to pick up whatever it is that you like creating and spend some time with it, whether it's painting, whether it's drawing, whatever it is. That's wonderful. And if you are inspired or interested in trying dot mandalas, there's lots and lots that you can do. Just practice, 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 practice. I've got some tutorials on my YouTube channel that's linked you know where. And there's a playlist in there of tutorials. And there's 35 free tutorials in there. So if you are interested in learning how to do this, that is an option for you. But I also strongly encourage you to find multiple artists that have their how-to stuff and their how-to videos and tutorials. Find as many of them as you can and spend some time watching the ones that you really connect with. There's no right way to do this, so seeing a bunch of different ways and then figuring out what is the one that you want to go forward with. There's so many options. There's no right or wrong answer. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But you're going to fall asleep on the floor watching me paint? Well, we'll keep you company. Yes, so I bake this in the kitchen oven. Oh, I had itchy nose. Ooh. Yeah, bakes in the kitchen oven. All of these paints will have instructions on them. Multi-surface, it'll actually have baking instructions and curing instructions, and it will say that they are good for painting on glass or ceramic. So that's key. Aw, thank you, Rua. That's so nice. And then practice more. Absolutely. It takes a long time. And try not to force yourself to learn something that you think you should learn. Pick one thing that you want to practice and get comfortable with it. It takes a lot of practice. So try and continue to focus on the real reason why you started doing it, right? To have fun, because it looked fun. Keep following that. You'll practice like crazy, but you'll have days where you'll just pop right out and go, damn, I created that. I painted that. Look at it. And you'll feel so good. Amazing how close you get to the previous color. You have a very steady hand. I'm very lucky in that instance. Absolutely, I'm very lucky in that instance. Because I know that I'm very, very lucky to not have shaky hands. So I try to use that to my advantage as often as I can, because I know that that's not going to last forever, probably. I find that this is very meditative. So I find that when I'm doing this, I'm able to slow my breathing. I'm able to quiet my mind. I'm able to, I'm pretty sure my heart rate slows down as well. And that can really help. When you're trying to go slow, when you want to rush, that's kind of a recipe for disaster, right? We've all been there. Or when you're trying to rush, when you need to go slow, that can be one. And with swoops, it's all about speed. All about speed. Oh, that's very kind of you, Darcy. Thank you, Darcy Marie. That's very kind of you. I'm happy you are too, Dog Walker. I'm so glad you're able to come and hang out. Yes, those are perfect, Stephanie. Yes. Walmart and dollar stores are the absolute gold mine for stuff to practice on, right? Stuff that, and any of them you can reuse, right? You could scrape them off and sand them off and start all over again if you wanted to. You definitely don't need to break the bank to start with this art form, for sure. If you've already started to try it and you've got kind of the basics down, I do have some downloadable patterns available on my website that are step-by-step downloadable PDFs that will walk you through a bunch of different designs. I've got mug designs on there. I've got ornament designs on there. And a couple that are just designs that you could paint on absolutely anything. Well, all of them you could paint on absolutely anything if you wanted to. But those are there for you as well if there's any there that are useful for you. Kind of like a knitting pattern, right? 3 swoops here. Here's your colors. Now we switch to walking dots, that kind of thing. So those are all there if you're kind of already have a basic understanding of those. It is so addictive, eh, Cal? You're loving it? I started with wood cutouts from Dollar Tree. Yes, exactly, Mel. They're great. I still use lots and lots of stuff from the dollar store. Just because you get them at the dollar store doesn't necessarily mean that the quality is any less. There's a lot of good stuff you can get there. I don't know how it reacts to brushes. I've never used brushes for this sort of stuff. I've always used the dotting tools. I'm so sorry, Dog Walker. I'm not sure. Yeah, still using them. Keep on using them. If they work for you, use it. These mugs, you can spend a ton of money on them, or you can get ones that are exactly the same with no imperfections, are nice and heavy and sturdy. Lots of them available at the dollar store. I bought these ones by the case from Dollar Tree. So much stuff gets overlooked at the dollar store as not being good enough quality. Jump on it. I feel like that's a booger. Yeah, that's definitely a booger. Okay. Hopefully I won't have to remove it. remove the whole swoop. Ah! It might be easier just to remove the whole swoop. I'm playing Operation. I think that's going to be all right. All right, I think we're all right. I do have a couple bubbles to pop though. Bubble. If you find bubbles, a lot of them will make their way to the top of your paint to pop on their own, but do you have a tool to hold your mug up? Yes, I do. Excellent question. This is the mug stand that my friend Jennifer makes. I wrote her username down, so if you want to check out her Etsy shop, go to Hey Got Any Guapes here on TikTok or on Instagram, or on Etsy. And Jennifer sells these stands. This thing is an absolute game changer because I can adjust the angle. I can adjust the height if I want to. It pivots this way, right? So friggin' amazing. And yes, lots of people could make it, but her brain came up with this as the perfect solution, and it is the perfect solution. So I can turn this around and paint with it or lift up and down. Absolutely amazing, this thing. This thing has changed my world. So definitely head over to Hey Got Any Guapes and check out her Etsy store. Never hurts to ask, Dog Walker. Always ask. I can't promise you I'll have the answers all the time, but it never hurts to ask, right? Thanks, Darcy Marie. Yeah, I don't have any tweezers nearby, unfortunately. I need to get myself some. Got plastic ornaments from Walmart and just did my first 3. Fantastic, Mel. That's awesome. Yeah, those are nice, eh? That you can just wipe them right off. Say, oh, I don't like that. And then just whoosh, off you go. So much easier. Mugs are like that too. You get started in one, it's really easy to pull them all off. Pull the whole design off. As long as you catch it before it sits and cures for too long, right? What is with all of these paints and these boogers? That was a nice one. Green. Oh, thank you, Brenda. So this is where we've got it all the way up to here. Comes all the way around, and we're gonna do more than one of these too. What are boogers? So the little dried up bits of paint that you can find in your paint sometimes that get stuck in there, they keep it from going on smooth. Like these little dried bits, when they fall into your paint and they cause problems because your paint is contaminated, I guess. Just those little dried bits. They can cause problems. Hi, Ms. Ritzy. It's good to see ya. Thank you, guys. It's fun, eh? Just started Dot Art a few weeks ago, and I'm loving it. Yay! That's amazing! I'm so glad. You're most welcome, Dog Walker. I'm so glad you're enjoying it so much, North Nail. That's wonderful. It's good stuff. It's good for the soul. Creating is good for the soul. And playing and experimenting sure helps that old inner child be happy. Right? Paint boogers are a royal pain in the ass. Royal pain in the ass, especially the ones that are hidden. Like, it's one thing if I dip my tool in and I pull it out and I can see that there's an actual paint booger in there. That I can deal with. It's frustrating because I'm wasting paint, but at least I can deal with it. It's those little tiny hidden ones that you don't see until you're halfway through swooping a swoop. Or it dries and you have this little crusty bit stuck in your paint and everything's uneven, and that's when they're the most frustrating. For me, I find anyway. So paints on ceramic, I am using multi-surface acrylic paints. My go-to favorite right now is Craft Smart Metallic, so that's the brand at Michael's. So looking for multi-surface acrylic paints. It'll say right on the bottles that the paint is suitable for glass and ceramics. So that's how you know you've got the right ones. Multi-purpose and multi-surface are not the same thing. So just make sure you keep that in mind when you're looking for them. I'm a big fan of the Craft Smart. I find that they bake really well. They don't bubble. The folk art tends to be very, very thick. Very, 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 very thick. And bubbles a lot when baking. You want to make sure you leave your mugs. I leave mine for a good minimum 3 to 4 days, sometimes up to a week before I bake them. If there's moisture left in the paint, they can bubble, and then it gets really, really messy. So most of these, like I said, are multi-surface acrylic paints by Craft Smart, and I'm just super spoiled that they have such a nice color line. You know, the sapphire, the pink is one called Pink Tourmaline. There was a person at the pop-up today who sells crystals, and she sells Pink Tourmaline. So now I have to get some. I just want to look it up and make sure I know what I'm bringing into my house for energy. But I have to, because it's my favorite color of paint now. It's so much fun. Swooping the swoops. Craft Smart. Here, let me show you one of the bottles. That might help. Hold on a second. Oh. So here is a bottle of the Satin Craft Smart. So this is the Michael's brand, and that's their metallic. So they have satin and metallic. Really, really nice paints. I find that the satin dries really, really nice. If you've experienced the joy of painting with Deco Art Americana on wood or canvas or stone and seen how nice and smooth everything dries, so there's not like a lot of puckers or dimples or imperfections and stuff, I find the Craft Smart Satin is very, very similar to that it dries really nice and smooth. That's okay, Dog Walker, no worries at all. You're using Pink Tourmaline right now, isn't it wonderful? Hey Noreen, how you doing? Oh, perfect. You took screenshots? Excellent. Pop-up was really good today. It was a lot of fun. Sold some stickers, sold a mug, and got to meet some of the regulars. It's been really, really funny because there's been people, I've met a couple people, and, you know, we were talking about Instagram and social media and everything, and they'll say, I'll say, oh, so what's your handle? And I'd love to give you a follow and check that out. And they're like, oh yeah, I'll do it too. And they were already following me. I'm like, oh my God, that's so weird. I don't know what to say. So I got really uncomfortable and changed the subject. But it was really, really fun. It was a really nice day. It was a nice break. Nice to be out around people. There were puppies everywhere. I got to have a great conversation with the owner of the store that is a friend of a friend. So it was nice to get a chance to catch up with her. And yeah, it was a good day. Very productive day. Apple Barrel from Walmart isn't too bad, and it's definitely good for practicing. It is definitely a good one for practicing. What I would say is that if the quality consistency of the paint becomes an issue for you, if it's cracking all the time, if it's not consistency, like if it's not mixing up well or having any issues there. Don't let the experience you have with apple barrel paints keep you from trying the same type of paints with other brands, right? So if you are not super in love with the apple barrel multi-surface, it's not all multi-surface. There are some issues with apple barrel, but it is great for practicing with, for sure. And it does the job. I mean, it works. It adheres to the surface, and I think it all depends on what kind of elements you put into the design too, right? And apple barrel's got some great colors. I've had less luck with the apple barrel regular craft acrylics as opposed to the multi-surface, but there's lots of good ones out there. You're welcome. Thank you, Christine. Deco Art Americana is wonderful, isn't it? I totally was not on the bandwagon for the longest time. I'm like, what's the big deal? These other paints are fine. And then I was seeing all these artists and they were posting the pictures and doing close-ups of their dots. I'm like, what paint is this? I need to know more. And when I did, I'm like, well, now I'm never going back. Oh my God, Sinflin, how the heck are you? Yeah. You don't have to break the bank when you're learning and practicing, right? If you're going to go through a whole bunch of paint stuff that you're not sure if you're going to want to keep or do again or any of that sort of stuff, don't use the fancy paints for sure. Save that, right? That's wonderful. How have you been, Sinflin? It's good to see you. It's been a long time. Got over COVID 2 months ago, but I sprained both my ankles. Oh my gosh. Are you okay right now? Are you recovering? 2 weeks ago. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you completely laid up right now? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. That's awful. So frustrating. You're okay now? What a long couple of months, though, eh? That bubble is fighting me. You got a boot. Oh, that's good. Well, at least you can get around, right? Do you have any time off over the holidays? Any time to decompress? Oh, I just put a bubble in there. Damn it, Janet. Been crazy. You have winter break right now. Oh, good. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Isn't she pretty? Oh, and she goes all the way to the top. I love it. It's so fun. We've got lots of new designs. I don't have them all here to show you, but I can show you a couple more, Mark, if you want to see. they're not mugs. I got some candle holder designs I can show you. And some trinket dish designs I can show you. All kinds of fun stuff. I'm gonna have to start painting ornaments again soon enough. However, for now we play with other stuff. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good. That's so nice to hear. I'm glad you're able to hang out for a bit. Noreen, I love you. That's just another reason why I love you, Noreen, that you picked up on that. I love you. Hi, Natalie. How you doing? Thank you, Miss Ritzy. Thank you, sexy, sultry one. Miss Molan, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I don't know. I'm gonna pronounce that correctly, but I'm glad you like it. Thank you. It is kind of a neat effect, isn't it? Like, I want to put it on the Lazy Susan and spin it around a couple of times and watch it go. I think that would be really satisfying. I'm going to do a couple more here. Oh, I'm good, thank you, Natalie. I'm glad to hear that. It's such a good one, eh, Noreen? Like, there's nothing... It's just such a classic. Such a classic. You are so spoiled. That's so nice. What a sweet boyfriend. Ooh, up a vase. That would be beautiful. Okay, here's a debate. Do you guys say vase or vase? Or both? Yeah, that would be really pretty. I've got a couple of those. I'd get in so much shit if I started painting something else new like that, though, before. I've got a huge hurricane vase. I'm going to say vase there. I think I say both. I've got a huge hurricane vase that I haven't finished, that I started like 2 years ago, and I think I'd be in big, big trouble. So I'll have to finish it up, and then I'll either buy another hurricane vase or I'll find another vase and try it, because that would be fun. That would be super fun. My hand moved. There we go. That was a crapshoot on whether that was going to work or not. Phase like face? Fair enough, Mark. It's all yours. Do it. Will you let me know when you do it? Will you send us pictures? Right? It's so weird. Vase number 2. Vase, vase. Hey, Chan. Oh, I'm glad you're able to come in. Aren't they fun? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ding, ding, ding. Too busy to start new stuff. Isn't that the thing? It's like, again, no shortage of ideas, right? It's whether we can have the ability and the time to implement it. If we could have an extra like 5 hours in a day, then maybe we'd be able to. I'm using multi-surface. I do have a few bottles of the enamel paints and some glass paints as well. My understanding of them, I haven't practiced with them, but my understanding of them is that they're thinner than the multi-surface. And that's something I haven't had the mindset to practice with yet, in case the paints move a lot more on the mugs. I primarily use multi-surface acrylics, but like I said, I do have the glass and enamel paints and I want to try them. And I know a few artists that use them quite often and have a lot of success with them. So they would be definitely a good option. Thanks, Mel. Ever see The Wall? No, I don't think I have. I'll have to watch that one. It's another one of those cult classics that I think I always meant to watch and it just never happened. Ah, thank you, Natalie. Recycling steel. Ooh, what you making? Pink Floyd. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely is going to be an experience to watch that movie then. Yeah, I really should. It's really quite shameful that I've never seen it. Like, I'm old enough. I should know better. Oh, there's a bubble in there. Gotta get the bubble. So now I'm going to finish this off by just doing really short, stubby swoops. I might have to do them all shaped, but just to fill in these last couple spots. Oh, thank you, Miss Ritzy. Thank you for the candy canes. That's so sweet of you. Just finished a steel clock for a competition. Oh, cool. Can't watch either of them sober. Perfect. I'll go outside for a puff and then I'll watch. That'll work out well. Good to know. Thank you. That'd be dangerous. There we go. I think that looks all right. Oh, that's kind of cool where you see it starting to kind of coming in on both ends there. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I was able to do it. Who'da thunk it? I think this will be the last one, I think. Okay, ending it off with the native turquoise. Okay, that one was too thick, but I think I can fix it with this one. I'll do that, and then I will do I can tidy that up after too. Make sure that that's a little bit neater. And then, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud and I'm gonna have to tilt this for a sec. So anybody in Ontario, how did you do with the storm? Did you get hit with a lot of snow? Did you get anything? It was pretty uneventful here. I mean, we had some snow and some freezing rain, but it wasn't anything catastrophic like we were expecting. Scroll back. How long did this take you to paint? This one was pretty quick. This one's probably an hour. This one's probably an hour. I think I'd like to try, what I'd like to do is I'd like to start another set of them going around this way and matching up here, but going the opposite direction. So, That's what I'm thinking I want to do now. So I think what I want to do is just try to get the basic idea of a guideline. I'm not going to follow this one. Like, I'm not living and dying by this guideline, which is why I don't really care that it's not super straight. But I want it to come up to about there, I think. And then I'll figure out a way to end it off up there. Not quite sure how I'll do that. I could have it kind of start to, I could do this, like have it start to, no, that's not gonna work. Sorry. I know I'm rambling to myself and it's probably wildly incoherent. So I took a picture of my thermostat on the outside temperature today, which said 63. Then I took a picture of a lady walking her dog in park in mid-pants and sweatpants and a hood. Yeah. When you're not used to it, that's super friggin' cold, right? But you've got that good extra perspective, eh? Being from Buffalo and now seeing this and you're like, yeah, you're okay. Don't do well under 70. No, under 70 is cold, right? Now, I worked on this this mug a couple lives ago, so I think I only worked on it for about half hour, 40 minutes on that other live, and then we just did some work on it here. So, but that might have been a little off, but we'll see. Okay, I'm just going to draw this line in and we're going to deal with this and figure out how to finish it once we get to the top. So I know I don't want to go any farther than here. Let's say here. You know what, I'm going to draw it all the way to the end just to have it there. And we're going to start. I put my hand in paint. Shit. Okay. So now we're going to talk about what to do when you make a mistake and put your hand in paint. We're in the 30s. Ugh, that's so cold. Thank you for sharing the live. That's so sweet of you. Lots of snow, heavy, wet snow. About how much did you get? I think we got probably only 4 to 5 centimeters here. We didn't get a ton. 14. Oh, Mark, that sounds so cold. Thank you, Sarcastic Scully. Nope, it didn't work, did it, Miss Ritzy? You saw it before I did, didn't you? To me, it's beautiful and done. Ah, that's a good idea. I like that. So I could even pull that down and kind of do a little fan. I might pull some of that off. I might wait for it to dry and then pull some of that off and I know exactly what you're saying, Jan, so that both ends look like that. They have a long swoop down the middle. I know exactly where you're going with that. Not cold though. Only 0, feels like -5. It snowed all day. Oh, good. That's nice. I already did what you were suggesting. Okay. I was thinking on this end I could do it too. Curl ran and fanned out. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, coldest snap in 30 years. Oh my God. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad you like it. Even smudges and all. So let's zoom in here and I'll talk to you about what I'm going to do with this. So I have these wooden stir sticks that I got at the dollar store that when you let multi-surface paint dry a little bit, they work just like an eraser. So I can put some pressure where the paint is and scrape it off and rub it off just like it's an eraser, and it doesn't scratch the surface beneath it. So it's a great way to clean stuff up or when you need to take something off the surface entirely. So I could sit here and kind of play around with cotton swabs to pull these off and do some fixes. But what's going to be the easiest thing for me to do is honestly to let it dry and then pull the orange, yellow, green, and teal off, and then kind of go from there to replace them, because yeah, that's going to be really strange. No kidding, you wouldn't want to get out of bed, eh? I'm so glad that you like it. Thank you. I will list this on the website once it's done. I just don't know quite when that's going to be yet. I'm still adding stuff, so it's coming. But if you want it, Sarah, shoot me a message on Instagram and I will put it aside for you. And once it's done, I will ship her to you. All right, so we're going to start here. I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to start here. I was holding my breath there for a second. Now, I didn't need it to be that long, but it's nice to have, it's almost like an extra bit of a guideline there. Oh my goodness, that can't be fun. So you see all of the awful drivers. They look good. The orange just needs pulled towards the end. But I can't pull that off and replace it and keep it smooth. I have to take it all off or none of it. So I'm going to have to pull that all off. But it'll be really fast and easy. I used my remote control to turn on my space heater before I got here. That's amazing. That sounds wonderful. I love my electric blanket. That's for sure. I won't sleep without it now. Can you? Can you see my reflection? Hi. All right. So let's see if we can get a few more on here. Mm-hmm. That's some of the dried pink paint. I'm going to pull that off because when I paint over it with the orange, it's going to get all gummy and contribute to the boogers. There we go. All right, yellow. It's such a bad habit, eh, Cal? And you feel it when you're like, oh, I'm exhausted. You start sucking some serious wind when you hold your breath for too long. And I find when you try to catch your breath, it can make you shaky, and it's hard. But it's hard not to do. Breathing is definitely a bad habit. Absolutely. This is not how I started up here. How did I start up here? Oh, I see what I did. Okay. We're starting over this section. I did something different than I did on the other one, and I want to make it make sense. So, And then any of the paint that gets left over after I clean with this paper towel, I'll use the stir stick again to just kind of erase it off the surface. Sorry, it's going to shake the camera. I'm so sorry. If you're around tomorrow afternoon, from 2 to 4 Eastern, I'll be live on my Facebook page. So if you want to come and hang out, that's where I will be. I'm running to the post office in the morning to get some stuff in the mail. And then I'm gonna just paint all day, and then I got patterns to write up. Oh no, Cal, I'm so sorry. Let me finish my coffee first. Thank you. I practice, and I also understand that I'm just very, very lucky that I have steady hands. I do totally understand that. I know that I am able to make my hands steadier, doing this by slowing my breath, taking my time, and that kind of came over practice as well. Some of the muscle memory helps with that. But I am incredibly lucky that I don't have anything that's kind of impacting that. I'm very lucky that I don't have pain. I'm very lucky that I don't have shaking. I know that's really tough. 15 minutes from bath. All right, so let's try this again. So, going with, I think that's over too far. Hang on a sec. Okay. I think I did it a little too close to the other ones too, so we're going to try this again. I feel like this one has a lot of nice texture, so it's going to feel really good in the hand. This would be a mug that I feel like I would enjoy hanging on to. Oh, thank you, Maggie. Let me zoom out and show you what we're working with here. So we've got that one that's going all the way around that way. And then I'm going to have another one coming the opposite way right around here. So that's what we're building now. Now, I just want to see how I did these ones. And I definitely held my breath in that one too. If you're just learning how to do dot mandalas, speed is one of the biggest things that can impact whether or not your swoops and dots are coming out the way that you want them to, but especially with swoops. If your swoops are not turning out the way that you want them to, try slowing down as much as you can. There's lots of times where I have to have a conversation with myself and say, remember, you need to slow down. Your swoops aren't going to turn out as nice if you don't just slow down. I've got some tutorials on my YouTube channel as well, if that's helpful for you. They are available under the tutorials playlist, and my YouTube channel is linked through my bio. I've got some downloadable patterns available on my website as well, and a couple of big things, right now anyway, kind of sneak peek things. At some point over the next couple of weeks, I am going to be releasing some designs that I did on ornaments this year, and releasing them for made to order. So if there were ornaments that you wanted to get and didn't have a chance to, and if you wanted to say, hey, can you make me 10 of those, that one design, those are going to be available. So I'll keep you guys posted of which designs those are going to be and when they're available. I'm guessing it's going to be a couple weeks from now. I have a couple mug order designs, made to order mug designs, but I haven't done the ornaments before. So that is going to be coming for sure. So I'll keep you posted on that. Am I Irish? No, I am not. I am Canadian. All right, I'm just scrolling back to make sure I can catch up here. Jen currently nailed it with that device. Totally, right? Absolutely. So our friend Jennifer actually made these mug stands. She sells them on her Etsy. It's Hey Got Any Guapes? And I'll show you. This thing is absolutely amazing. This thing is why I'm still able to paint mugs, because my hands were so sore from having to hold on to them. And I thought I was going to have to stop painting mugs altogether. So we've got this stand here, right? And you can raise this up and down. You can turn it. You can go back this way. You can shorten the neck of it. I freaking love this thing. This is, like I said, exactly why I'm still able to paint mugs, because this thing takes the brunt of all of that pressure from holding on to the mugs and gripping them so hard. I was wearing wrist supports and compression gloves and the whole bit. This is amazing. My crazy, this is multi-surface acrylic paints. Sorry about my delay in that, you guys. Oh, thank you, Maggie. Thanks for answering that, Mark. Hi, Holly. How are you? It's so good to see you. I say A all the time. I used to get so mad when people were like, oh, you're Canadian, A. And I'm like, we don't say that. And now, yeah, I say it all the time. All the time. Thank you, Holly. See how it goes all the way around? Let's show you a couple other things. There's a few of you that haven't been here in a while, so let's show you a few things. I only have a couple things that I can show you. Some stuff went to the store today, and I left it there after the pop-up market, try and sell it. But this is a candle holder that I did recently. I'm going to be writing this up as a pattern. So there will be a downloadable step-by-step pattern available for this design. This one has been spoken for, but I will be doing an absolute shit ton more in these colors. Guaranteed. I've got so many projects planned in these colors, including the bus that we started back in September. And then this is another design. Way back when, we got a stencil out and played around with it and came up with this design. And we did this candle holder. I think it looks so beautiful. Say it up to all the time, do you? Oh, thank you, Holly. No. Oh, yes. Some of the colors are neon. Some of them, if I turned on a black light, they would glow, but not all of the colors. There's a couple colors that aren't neon, but a lot of it is. I'll have to grab the black light for next time and see. Do I have it here? Here, let's try it. Let's try it and have a look. I've got my black light right here. All right, let's see. Actually, let's do it right here. This will be easier. I'm just going to turn these lights off real quick. Bing. Bing. And I'm just plugging in the USB plug for the black light. Bing. So some of the colors are neon. The green, the yellow, The orange, the red, and the pink are all neon. Oh, and that blue is neon as well. Looks pretty cool though, eh? And then, well then let's finish the fun before we sign off today. Since it is just about time to sign off. Let's finish the fun with a glow-in-the-dark spin. Because why the hell wouldn't we? If you have a black light and something that glows in the dark and you can spin it, why the hell wouldn't you? That's freaking cool. God, that's fun. That doesn't get old. That really doesn't get old. It's the little things sometimes. Oh, now I can't see anything. So there's lots and lots of fun stuff coming. There's lots more in these color combos that I'm going to be painting with. An awful lot. I've got some wood panels that I haven't shown you guys yet that I'm going to be resining over the next little bit. So I'll be sharing that with you too. Lots of new patterns coming out, and lots of time over the holidays to sit and hang out together. I'm going to be putting up my schedule for probably the next 2 weeks. I'm going to try and get the next 2 weeks done all at once. So I will post them both. They'll be posted separately, but they'll show up. I'll pin them both. I'll pin them 1 week at a time to the top of my TikTok profile. And then I will also put them in my Instagram story highlights. So if you want to know where I'm going to be live, that will come up. So tomorrow I'm going to be live on my Facebook page from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to keep working on this mug and see how we can do. The holiday ornaments are so much fun, and what I learned and I was reminded of is that there's a lot of people like me who buy ornaments year round. So I will be putting those up, and then what I'm going to be doing is then I'm going to be doing a whole new collection of designs at the end of 2023 for Christmas next year. So lots and lots and lots of fun stuff on deck, and I have not felt this excited and this inspired in an awful long time, and I'm really excited to play with a lot of this stuff. And I am so grateful every time you guys pop in, and even if it's just to say hello, I love to see you, and I'm so grateful when you guys spend so much time with me. Thank you so much. I'm just going to scroll back and catch up here just to make sure. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dor. Yeah, so my crazy multi-surface acrylic paints, they bake in the oven, and then they are top shelf dishwasher safe. Thank you, Mark, for explaining that. It looks so fun, eh? I'll be doing more of these for sure, Noreen. I'll be doing a lot with this color combo. I've got an incense holder in this color combo. The bus is in this color combo. I've got so many things on deck that are going to end up in this color combo, I promise you, including a lot more candle holders. I'm going to be pouring some more and molding some more of the candle holders. I might even have some blanks available in my shop if I can get ahead of it enough. But yeah, lots and lots of fun stuff. I'm so glad you like it, guys. Thank you. And thank you again so much for coming and hanging. I'm so glad you enjoyed Dog Walker. That's wonderful. No, I use acrylics right out of the bottle as often as I can. I'm trying to see your username. I'm so sorry. I'm just P. Tully. I try and use out of the bottle as often as I can. For the medium or heavy bodied paints, if they are too thick, I will add pouring medium. But most of the paints that I use will come right out of the bottle, ready to go. Oh, thank you, Courtney. How you doing? It's good to see ya. Isn't it fun? Oh. Nothing more fun than spinning them, though. It doesn't get old. I pulled this one out because I've got to put some felt on the bottom, and I forgot to today, and I pulled this one, and it's freaking pretty. So much fun. All right, you guys, I love you to pieces. Thank you again so much for coming to hang, and I'll look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow, and then I'll post my schedule on Sunday, and hopefully we'll get to hang out again soon. Love you to bits, you guys. One of your favorite color combos? Every time I look at this one, I think Lord of the Rings or some kind of medallion deep in the forest with elves or something. Pete Tully, I have been doing this for about 3 years now. As often as I can, almost every day when possible. I have a YouTube channel with tons of recorded lives on there, a tutorials playlist on there, downloadable patterns on my website. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. I love you guys to bits. We'll see you soon. Bye.